2018 was another sad year for the gaming industry. We had a series of issues with ever more microtransactions and publishers rushing out unfinished games just for that cash grab. I remember the good old days when we used to have several AAA quality games in a single year. But for the last few years, we have been getting less and less of these. Fortunately, at least some of the games in 2018 were outstanding. Now, the following are games coming up in 2019 that are getting me intrigued or excited about. Atomic Heart is an adventure first-person shooter with RPG elements. It is set in an alternate universe in the Soviet Union. You will play as a Soviet KGB officer who, for reasons unknown thus far, is sent to a facility numbered 3826. It supposedly has a huge map with different biomes and multi-level structures with surface and underground levels. I am so captivated by the artwork and setting in this game, as well as having high hopes for a good storyline. Ancestors: The Humankind Odyssey is a game about the evolution of species. According to the developers, it is a third-person, open-world survival game where you will explore, expand, and evolve to advance your clan to the next generation. Although I do not have high expectations, my curiosity is definitely heightened. I want to see what Panache Digital Games are able to come up with. I recently watched a demo playthrough, and I am afraid that the game will lack content and that the gameplay mechanics will eventually get, old quite soon. I think the idea of a game set in the early years of humankind's evolution is worth exploring. It has potential, and I am hoping that somehow I will be positively surprised. Little is known about Babylon's Fall, a game being developed by Japanese studio Platinum Games, the creators of Nier Automata. The only footage we have is from their trailer released in 2018's E3. It is rumored to be an RPG game, and according to the trailer, it will take place far in the future, 5,000 plus years AD. Now, judging from the production value of Nier Automata, this game seems promising. Developed by Media Molecule, the creators of LittleBigPlanet Dreams is a sandbox where you can play, create, and share. This is typically not my kind of game. However, I am interested to see how it plays out and whether it is well received by the gaming community. Being a sandbox game, the potential for success and longevity is great. It is usually a smart move to give gamers the ability to create and share their own ideas. However, given that it is solely on PlayStation 4, I am concerned that the control scheme will not be as fluid as it would be on a mouse and keyboard, and this can make it cumbersome to create and express your ideas. So for me, this can make or break the game. From the makers of Firewatch, a game I so dearly loved comes In the Valley of Gods. I have high expectations for this game. I expect that its story-driven gameplay will keep me on the edge till the very end. You will play as an explorer and filmmaker traveling in the deserts of Egypt, along with your partner named Zora. Based on my experience with Firewatch, I am sure the relationship between you and Zora will play a big part in the dynamic of the story, and this is one of my most coveted games for 2019. Journey to the Savage Planet. It's a first-person adventure with comical undertones, where you work for an interstellar exploration company. I'm not sure what to make of it since no gameplay has been released yet. However, judging by their whimsical website and how one of the founders, Alex Hutchinson, talked about the game on 2018's TGA, I am definitely going to keep my eyes out for this game as new information comes out. I've never played any of the Metro games, so I cannot comment much based on experience. However, Metro Exodus somehow caught my attention. It is a first-person shooter with exploration and survival horror mixed together in a game world that seems so immersive and looks stunningly dark. This time around, I'm not skipping Metro, and I'm hoping that it keeps me interested enough to finish the game. The Pathless caught my attention as soon as I saw the trailer. It looks beautiful. It's being developed by Giant Squid Studios, and its creative director is Matt Nava, who was also the art director for Journey and Flower, two very original games that I loved. According to the developers, the Pathless is an action-adventure game where you will become a hunter, you will forge a connection with your eagle companion, and you will have to dispel a curse of darkness that is gripping the world. Developed by Jomei Games, Sea of Solitude is an intriguing game. You will be playing as Kay and explore an abandoned submerged city and the creatures that live therein, with the objective of finding out why Kay herself has turned into a monster. I like the premise and I like the artwork, and I'm hoping that this turns into a fully compelling story as the game plays out. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Now this is an action-adventure game set in Japan's 16th century, where you will play as a ninja who was left for dead after his lord was kidnapped and his arm was severed by a leading samurai of the Ashina clan. Judging by its developer From Software, the creators of the Dark Souls series, Sekiro will not be an easy game to beat. According to From Software, the combat system differs from that of Dark Souls and there will be a learning curve. You will have to carefully balance stealth and combat, basically meaning that if you play it as Dark Souls, you will fail. Skull and Bones, developed by Ubisoft Singapore, is a game that is all about piracy and naval warfare. You will control a pirate ship as you sail the Indian Ocean. There are two reasons I want to try out this game. First is that the naval superpowers are based on factual history. And secondly, I've never played a pirate game of this nature, and yes, fortunately I skipped Sea of Thieves. I hope that the gameplay mechanics in Skull and Bones are entertaining enough to keep me engaged. Inspired by the author H.P. Lovecraft, The Sinking City is an adventure horror game created by Ukrainian developers Frogwares. The game is set in New England after it had been impacted by a massive flood, and you will be playing as Charles Reed, a private investigator whose task is to discover what led this city to the brink of collapse. You will be able to explore the city by foot or by boat as you embark on quests, and the gameplay is similar to a detective game, meaning that the core gameplay will be searching for clues and your success at it will determine the outcome of your quests. I enjoy what Frogwares is attempting here and commend them for it. However, personally, I'm not sure if this game will keep me engaged to the very end. I guess as long as the story is captivating and the gameplay is not repetitive, I will definitely enjoy it. From what I've seen so far, Vane is one of those artistically peculiar games that keep you mesmerized till the very end. It is an adventure where you will play as a kid that can transform into a bird, with puzzle mechanics inside an awe-inspiring world. This game looks stunning, and although Rui Guerreiro, who originally conceived it and was an artist for Shadow of the Colossus, has left the company, still, the game is well on its way to becoming a memorable experience. I urge you, go check out the PSX 2017 gameplay demo without commentary and admire it for what it is. Listen to the sound, feel the void, and feel that wonderful world around you. Void Bastards seems comical, new, and fresh. It is a strategy shooter taking place in a cartoonish and alternate reality in space. Inspired by BioShock and System Shock, this game will lead you through raiding spaceships using different characters that have different abilities, having, in this case, to choose the right character to take with you as you invade a ship. I love the approach that Blue Manchu is taking, mixing strategy with first-person shooting with original artwork. I used to love the Far Cry series and was a big fan, but their last installment, Far Cry 5, was a disappointment. The story was not engaging enough, the gameplay brought nothing new, and some game mechanics were just simply annoying. When looking at New Dawn, I am not very excited. It seems more of the same, and although I like the Far Cry formula, I feel that Ubisoft can do so much better. Nevertheless, as a fan, I will at the very least watch several reviews and playthroughs first, and based on what I see, I might try it out. Everyone knows Minecraft, so there is no need for introductions. The countless hours I've played it will forever be ingrained in me, and even though I haven't played it for several years now, I still have a deep, strong bond with Minecraft. Dungeons is a new approach from Mojang's team to bring new adventures inspired by their love of classic dungeon crawler games. You will be able to discover new weapons, new items, new mobs while exploring canyons, swamps, and mines. You can either play it solo or with friends, and I'm definitely going to try it out. Although not 100% confirmed, I believe Cyberpunk 2077 will in fact come out in late 2019. And where do I start? I mean, there is so much to say about Cyberpunk that I get lost for words. Being developed by CD Projekt Red, creators of the Witcher series, I have huge expectations. Also, taking into consideration all the news that came out during the last year about the gameplay, the content, the story, I mean, how CD Projekt Red wants it to be a quality game and refuses to rush it out. I mean, the whole attitude of the developers behind this game, their honesty, their focus on what gamers want, among other factors, this is really indicative of something grand, and Cyberpunk is possibly one of the main contenders for Game of the Year.